It's another beautiful day. Welcome to ESRA France. We're your source for English-speaking French real estate agents in French and French real estate information in English. Today, we're going to cover the top 10 tips you need to know, top 10 things you need to know when you're buying French real estate. These are all important for you to note down, so maybe grab a pen and paper and start to follow with us at your own pace. Of course, you can pause at any moment this recording if you need to. Okay, the first one we're going to cover is know the type of property you want. You'd be surprised how many people, when they start shopping for property in France, they're not sure exactly where they want to live. They're not sure exactly what type of property they want. Now, deciding on the type of property would mean whether it's an apartment, whether it's an individual home. Do you want to spend time doing gardening? Do you want to have a ability to just lock up and leave? Would you like an apartment with a terrace, a place to sit outside? Do you prefer to be in the mountains? Prefer to be by the sea? There's lots of questions to reflect when you want to know the type of property that you want. And we do have a 110 tip buyer's guide with a bunch of checklists included that you can learn about on our website, www.esorafrance. That can help you figure out exactly what you're looking for in your French property. So that's number one. Number two is the location. Now, it's not just about deciding which location that you want in France, but you need to visit that location at different times of the year. It's a long-term project when you're moving to France if you don't already live here. And we highly recommend that you take the time to check out a property and an area. In fact, maybe in the winter, maybe in springtime, maybe in the summer. You might check it out in the summer and it's beautiful, it's packed with people, you love it, but maybe that place is going to be really isolated in wintertime if you're going to live there all year round. So, moving on to the next one, number three, know how much you can afford. If you're buying a property in France, perhaps you're going to buy it with a cash transaction or you're going to get a mortgage. If you're taking advantage of French financing, you need to make sure that you know how much the French bank will approve you for. They have a document called the Simulation de Finance, and that will be a starting point for you to get an idea as to what credit the bank will loan you in France. So make sure you have everything financially in place. If you need to connect with an English-speaking French mortgage broker, connect with us through www.esorafrance, and we can help you make that connection. In addition, if you're moving financing to France, we can put you in contact with a choice of currency exchange specialists that can help you move the money to France, hopefully at a lower cost. Now, number four, plan for expenses. A lot of times when you're buying a French property, people may or may not be aware, of course, that they have to pay a notary fee, which is right up front. It's a group of taxes that is charged by the French government in the transaction. But also you need to plan ahead and budget for different taxes that will exist when you own the property. Okay, those would be like taxe foncière, tax habitation. Number five, currently no multiple listing service. Yes, when you're looking for a property in France, as I speak at this moment in time, there is not a system where you can look for all the properties that are for sale in France. Now, this is quite an in-depth discussion, but I want to bring that to your attention that if you go to one agency, you may not find information about all the properties that are available unless that agent is working together with all the other agencies in the area that you're looking at. Number six, how can you buy? Well, in France, a lot of people still sell their properties directly, so you could buy straight from the owner. You can buy through a real estate agency, and you can also buy through a notary, because sometimes notaries have properties for sale. So that's number six. Number seven, terminology. Now, this is quite confusing when you're English speaking like myself. You have to learn some of the terminology in French. We have a lot of answers to questions on our website, like what is T1, what is F2, what is habitable versus mètre carré. You can search these on our website and learn a lot so that you're prepared ahead of time. Number eight, seller and buyer's agents. When you're looking at buying property in France, you most often will end up connecting directly, if you're using an agent, with an agent who has the property for sale. You also have the opportunity to make a relationship with an agent where they actually search for a property for you, which could be called a buyer's agent. So chasseur de biens, they're hunting for property for you. So be aware that you do have your options. You might want to discuss them more with the agent that you wish to work with. Number 9 is the diagnostics. These are the property reports that you will need to get access to when you're buying a property in France. They vary as to what you need to get and what you're able to get, depending on the type of property you're buying. So it could be a co-property, which is like an apartment, or a house probably a house would be separate. An individual home will not have the same diagnostics as an apartment. So make sure you learn more about that. You can find information on the Notaries of France website as to all the current diagnostics that you need to get when you're purchasing a property. I'll give you a couple examples here. There's diagnostics to check for lead in the home, the condition of electricity, presence of termites, presence of the energy efficiency of the home, which is really important. So you need to be aware of all those different items when you're buying a property in France. And the final one we'll touch on here is make sure that you view the property before you sign the final agreement. Now, of course, you'll view the property before you make your offer and sign the initial agreement in France, but the day before, maybe 3-4 months have passed since you've originally seen and fallen in love with the property, make sure that you go visit the property just before the final agreement is signed, because you'll be taking the property into your possession, and you never know if there's been any changes. Perhaps when items have been removed from the property, things now look a little different. You may be surprised. You might have expected something to be left behind, and it's not there. So, lots of different ideas. This is ESRA France, hoping that those 10 tips will help you when you're looking to buy your property in France. We encourage you again to take a look at our 110 tip French Real Estate Buyer's Guide at www.esrafrance.com. That's 72 pages of information that can help guide you more. Wishing you a wonderful day. Bye for now.